Welcome to my channel, Old Coins History 333. In this video, I tell you about the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny, which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please subscribe my channel. Thanks. Top 1. The 1944 Lincoln wheat penny is one of those coins that can make any collector's heart skip a beat. It's not just a piece of U.S. currency, but a small slice of American history. When you think of classic coins from the past, the Lincoln wheat penny often comes to mind, and the 1944 edition is no exception. It's a coin that was minted during a crucial time in American history, right in the midst of World War II, and its value today is something that might surprise you. So, if you've got a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny sitting in your collection, or even buried in your spare change jar, you may just be holding on to a hidden treasure. First, let's take a step back and understand why this particular penny is so valuable. The Lincoln wheat penny, first introduced in 1909, features an image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse. It's one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history, and it remained in circulation until 1958 when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial penny. While the design may be familiar to most, the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny is particularly interesting because it was minted during the second year of World War II, a time when the U.S. Mint was faced with significant challenges. In 1944, the country was still at war, and the U.S. government needed to conserve resources for the war effort. Because of this, the composition of the Lincoln wheat penny was altered that year. The regular copper was replaced with a mix of copper and zinc and even steel. As a result, the 1944 penny was minted in what's known as steel cents or war pennies, which were a cost-saving measure due to the wartime shortage of copper. The 1944 pennies produced from copper and zinc are called bronze pennies, and were still in circulation after the war ended. But here's the kicker. Some of these 1944 pennies were accidentally struck with leftover steel, resulting in an incredibly rare error coin that has caused major excitement in the coin collecting world. Now, let's talk about why this small, seemingly ordinary penny can be worth an astronomical amount of money. The majority of the 1944 Lincoln wheat pennies were made from the regular bronze composition, but a few extremely rare examples were struck with leftover steel planchets from 1943. These 1944 steel cents are among the most coveted and valuable of all the Lincoln wheat pennies because they are a mistake, a one-of-a-kind error that has captivated numismatists for decades. This error was so rare that only a handful of these coins exist today. You may be wondering, what exactly does this mean for a collector? Well, imagine holding a coin that is both historically significant and practically one of a kind. That's exactly what a 1944 steel Lincoln wheat penny is. Due to the extremely low mintage of these error coins, they can sell for amounts that most people wouldn't expect for something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny. But it's not just the rarity of the steel pennies that makes them valuable. It's also the condition of the coin itself. Coins that have been well preserved or graded in higher conditions are naturally worth far more than those that are worn or damaged. Speaking of condition, one of the best ways to increase the value of a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny is to get it professionally graded. Coins that are graded by services such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, are often worth more, especially when they are graded as uncirculated or mint state. The higher the grade, the more money you can expect to make from selling or trading the coin. Coins with a grade of MS 65 or higher are particularly valuable, with some rare examples easily reaching the six-figure range at auction.so. What is the actual price of a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny in today's market? While most 1944 pennies, especially those made from the standard bronze composition, are worth only their face value or perhaps a small premium depending on their condition, the rare 1944 steel cents can fetch astronomical amounts. Recent sales have shown that a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny with the steel error, graded in near-perfect condition, can be worth as much as $110,000. $110,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A penny, just one penny, could be worth $110,000 if it's a steel error coin in excellent condition. Now, you might be thinking, how can I tell if I've got one of these rare steel error pennies? It's all about examining the coin closely. The easiest way to spot a 1944 steel penny is by its color and weight. Regular 1944 Lincoln wheat pennies are bronze-colored, but the steel pennies have a distinct silver-gray appearance. Additionally, they weigh much less than their bronze counterparts, as steel is a lighter metal. If your 1944 penny looks silver and feels unusually light, it could be the elusive steel-era coin. Finding a 1944 steel penny in circulation is incredibly rare, as they were produced as a mistake and were quickly removed from circulation once the error was discovered. Most of the surviving examples are locked away in private collections, and they rarely come up for sale. However, every now and then, these coins pop up at auctions, coin shops, or estate sales, where they can attract fierce bidding and a lot of attention from collectors. The 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a perfect example of how something as small and seemingly insignificant as a penny can become a sought-after treasure. While most pennies might only be worth their face value, this one small coin tells a story of wartime necessity, minting errors, and the fascinating world of coin collecting. If you happen to find a 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny, take a moment to inspect it carefully. You might just be holding onto something that's worth a lot more than a mere cent. After all, a 1944 steel penny could easily fetch $110,000. $110,000. Top 2. The 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny holds a unique place in the world of numismatics. While it may seem like just another year in the long history of U.S. coinage, this particular penny has a lot more to offer than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a casual enthusiast, the 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a coin that should definitely be on your radar. It's one of those coins that, despite being relatively common in terms of mintage, has sparked the curiosity of collectors and investors due to certain features that set it apart from other pennies. First, let's dive into the history of the 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat design, featuring Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, was first introduced in 1909 and remained in circulation until 1958. The 1949 penny came out during a time when the United States was in the post-World War II era, a time of economic growth and recovery. The country had moved past the hardships of the war and was beginning to thrive, and this is reflected in the relatively large production of pennies that year. In total, over 1 billion 1949 Lincoln Wheat pennies were minted, but as with any coin, the true value lies in the rarity, condition, and even specific features that might make a particular penny stand out from the crowd. When it comes to the value of the 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny, the first thing to note is that not all 1949 pennies are created equal. While the vast majority of these coins are not worth more than their face value of 1 cent, a few key factors can dramatically increase their worth. The primary factor that influences the price of a 1949 penny is its condition. A coin that has been well preserved, free from scratches, wear, and other forms of damage, is always going to be more valuable than one that has been heavily circulated. This is because coins in mint condition are relatively rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. The 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of these coins, but it's the San Francisco minted 1949 pennies that tend to draw the most attention. The 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny is considered to be the most valuable of the 3 varieties, and it's highly sought after by collectors. This particular mint mark gives the coin a certain cachet, as it was minted in smaller quantities compared to the Philadelphia and Denver versions. As a result, it is often harder to find, especially in pristine condition. But even within the realm of well-preserved 1949 pennies, there's something even rarer that could make your coin worth a small fortune: minting errors. Errors in the minting process occur when a coin is struck in a way that deviates from the usual production method. For example, an off-center strike, where the design is misaligned, can make a coin unique and valuable. Similarly, a double die error, where the design is struck twice, results in a noticeable doubling of the coin's features. These types of errors are always highly prized by collectors, and the more pronounced and unique the error, the higher the value of the coin. So, you might be wondering, how much could a 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny actually be worth if it's in exceptional condition or features one of these rare minting errors? Well, it's important to remember that while the standard 1949 pennies are not worth a lot, certain specimens have sold for astonishing amounts. The rarest examples, especially those in uncirculated condition or with minting errors, can command prices far beyond what you might expect from a penny. In fact, the record price for a 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny, particularly one of the rare 1949 S versions, has reached as much as $95,000. $95,000. That's right. A single penny could be worth a small fortune if it meets the right criteria. This price is usually associated with coins in pristine condition, graded by professional numismatics organizations like PCGS or NGC, and with minting errors that make them even more unique and valuable. If you happen to have a 1949 S Lincoln Wheat Penny with a noticeable minting flaw, or if it's in near-perfect condition, you could be holding onto a piece of American history worth a significant sum. Now, if you're looking to determine whether your 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny is worth this kind of money, there are a few things to consider. First, examine the overall condition of the coin. Is it free from any significant scratches, dents, or discoloration? Coins in near-perfect or uncirculated condition are the ones that tend to attract the highest bids. Next, check the mint mark. If you have a 1949 S penny, you're already in luck, as this version is the most valuable. Finally, take a close look at the coin for any potential errors. If you notice a doubling of the design or an off-center strike, you might just have an error coin on your hands, one that could be worth far more than you originally thought. The 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny may not seem all that remarkable at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, it's a coin that holds a lot of potential. Its historical significance, the potential for rare minting errors, and its relative scarcity, particularly in uncirculated or high-grade condition, make it a coin that every collector should keep an eye on. And if you're lucky enough to stumble upon a 1949 S penny in top-notch condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth a staggering $95,000. $95,000. So, next time you find a 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny in your pocket or collection, take a closer look. It might just be worth more than you think. Top 3. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny may seem like just another coin from the mid-20th century, but in the world of numismatics, this particular penny has become a key piece of American coinage history. Whether you're an experienced collector or someone just starting to explore the world of coins, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny offers more than meets the eye. While it may appear to be a run-of-the-mill penny to the untrained eye, this small, copper coin has proven to be a valuable treasure for those who know what to look for. To understand why the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny is so significant, let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, remained in circulation until 1958. The design, featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse, became one of the most enduring and iconic images in U.S. coinage history. By 1950, the Lincoln Wheat Penny had already been around for more than 4 decades, but it still held great value among collectors. When it comes to the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, there are a few key factors that contribute to its value. Like many coins, the condition of the penny plays a huge role in determining how much it's worth. A penny that's been heavily circulated and shows signs of wear and tear is worth far less than a coin in near mint or uncirculated condition. The 1950 penny, being a coin that was still in regular circulation at the time, was subject to daily handling, and as a result, many examples from this year are worn or damaged. However, finding a 1950 penny in excellent condition is possible, and this is where the potential for significant value lies. Another important factor when determining the value of a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny is the mint mark. The U.S. Mint produced the 1950 penny at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While all 3 versions of the coin are of interest to collectors, it's the 1950 S, minted in San Francisco, that typically commands the highest prices. The reason for this is simple. Fewer 1950 S pennies were minted, which means they are rarer and harder to find. If you happen to have a 1950 S Lincoln Wheat Penny, it's worth taking a closer look to see if it has been well preserved or if it shows any signs of a minting error, both of which can significantly boost its value. Speaking of errors, minting mistakes are another crucial factor when it comes to evaluating the worth of a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Mint errors occur when a coin is struck improperly, and these error coins are highly sought after by collectors. There are several types of errors that can make a coin more valuable, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. If you happen to find a 1950 penny with an unusual feature, perhaps a double image of Lincoln's portrait or the wheat stalks. It could be worth far more than a regular penny. Mint-era coins are considered highly collectible, and their value can increase exponentially depending on the rarity and significance of the era. Now, you may be wondering just how much a 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny could be worth. While most of the pennies from this year are worth only their face value, or maybe a small premium for being in good condition, there are some rare examples that can fetch an astonishing price. Coins in exceptional condition, especially those that are uncirculated or graded as mint state, are often worth much more than their face value. But the real value comes in when you factor in the rare 1950 S pennies and those with minting errors. It's not uncommon for these coins to sell for hundreds, even thousands, of dollars at auctions or through private sales. In fact, some of the most prized 1950 Lincoln Wheat pennies have sold for eye-popping prices. A 1950 S penny in uncirculated condition or with a rare minting error has been known to sell for as much as $90,000. $90,000. This isn't a typical price you'd expect to see for a penny, but in the world of rare coins, it's a testament to the incredible demand for high-quality, rare pieces. If you're lucky enough to have a 1950 S Lincoln Wheat penny with exceptional characteristics, whether it's in pristine condition or features a valuable minting error, you could be holding onto a coin that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny is a perfect example of how something as simple as a penny can carry a surprising amount of value. What might seem like just another coin from the past could actually be a rare treasure waiting to be discovered. The rarity of the 1950 S, combined with the possibility of finding a minting error, makes this penny one that every serious coin collector should keep an eye out for. Whether you're digging through old change or browsing through a coin shop, it's always worth taking a moment to examine any 1950 pennies you come across. You might just be holding on to something that could make you a small fortune. To spot whether your 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny could be worth $90,000. Begin by closely inspecting its condition. Coins that have been well maintained, with sharp details and minimal wear, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. If you have a 1950 S penny, you're already in a more favorable position, as these coins are much rarer than those minted in Philadelphia or Denver. And if your coin has an unusual feature, such as a minting error, be sure to get it evaluated by a professional numismatist. An off-center strike or a double die could be the key to unlocking the coin's true value. In conclusion, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny is far from ordinary. Its value goes well beyond its 1 cent face value, especially when you factor in its rarity, condition, and potential for minting errors. Whether it's a 1950 S in pristine condition or a coin with an uncommon minting flaw, this penny could be worth far more than you might expect. So, next time you come across a 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny, take a closer look. It could just be worth $90,000. $90,000. Top 4. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny may seem like just another piece of American history, but for collectors and numismatists, this seemingly humble coin holds more value than one might expect. For many, it's a symbol of mid-20th century America, a time of post-war recovery, economic growth, and change. The 1953 penny was minted during an era when coins were still made with the classic design that had been in place for decades, the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse and the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. However, this penny isn't just a collector's item because of its historical context. Over time, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny has earned its place as one of the more sought-after coins in American numismatics, especially in certain conditions. To understand the significance of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny, it's important to start with some background. The Lincoln Wheat design had been in circulation since 1909, and the design became an enduring symbol of American currency. The coin's composition was primarily copper, and for the most part, the Lincoln Wheat penny was a practical tool for everyday transactions. But as time passed, certain years and specific coins began to stand out. The 1953 penny is a prime example of a coin that may not have been particularly rare or special when it was first released, but today, it holds value that many collectors find surprising. So, what makes the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny worth so much more than its original 1 cent face value? The answer lies in a combination of factors that impact the value of coins: rarity, condition, and minting errors. While the mintage of the 1953 penny was relatively high, nearly 1 billion were produced. It's the condition and the specific characteristics of individual coins that determine their true value. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that have been well preserved, especially those that have been protected from wear and tear, are always in higher demand. After all, not all pennies age the same way, and those that remain in near mint or uncirculated condition can be worth far more than pennies that have seen heavy circulation. Another key factor in determining the value of a 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny is the mint mark. As with many other coins from this era, the location where the coin was minted plays a crucial role in its value. The 1953 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia minted version, which doesn't have a mint mark, is the most common. But it's the 1953D minted in Denver and the 1953S minted in San Francisco that collectors pay close attention to. The 1953 S penny, in particular, is the rarest and most desirable. Due to the smaller mintage numbers from the San Francisco Mint, these coins are harder to find in high-grade condition, making them more valuable in the eyes of collectors. However, the story doesn't end there. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the potential for minting errors. These errors, whether they be double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks, are what make some coins particularly valuable. A mint error often means that the coin is a unique, one-of-a-kind specimen, and as such, it can command much higher prices. If you have a 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny that features any sort of minting mistake, it could greatly increase the coin's worth. Double die errors, for example, are some of the most desirable and can dramatically boost the value of a coin. A 1953 penny with a noticeable doubling of the design, particularly on Lincoln's portrait or the wheat stalks, could be worth many times more than a typical example. Now, let's talk numbers. While the average 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny in circulation may not fetch more than a few dollars, certain examples of the coin, especially those in pristine condition or with valuable minting errors, can be worth an astounding amount. In recent years, a 1953 S Lincoln Wheat penny in mint state or with an exceptional minting error has been known to sell for as much as $80,000. $80,000. That's right, one small, copper coin, once worth only 1 cent, can be worth $80,000, all because of its rarity, condition, and any possible minting errors it may have. If you happen to have a 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny in your collection or your spare change jar, it's worth taking a closer look at it. Begin by carefully inspecting its condition. Is it well preserved, with sharp details and little to no wear? A coin in near mint or uncirculated condition will always command a higher price than a heavily circulated one. Then, check for the mint mark. If it's a 1953 S penny, you're already dealing with a rarer coin that could fetch a premium. And finally, don't forget to examine the coin for any potential errors. If you spot anything unusual, such as a doubled image or a misalignment, it could be a valuable minting error that could increase the worth of your coin exponentially. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny is a perfect example of how something as simple as a penny can be worth far more than its face value. What might seem like just another coin from the past is actually a rare and valuable piece of history, especially when it's in exceptional condition or features an error. Whether you're looking to build a collection or just want to know if you're sitting on a hidden treasure, it's always worth examining the coins you have. And who knows? You might just be holding a 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny worth $80,000, $80,000.so. The next time you come across a 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny, don't just dismiss it. Take a closer look and see if it could be the rare, valuable coin that could change your collecting journey. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest, most unassuming coins can sometimes be worth a fortune. Keep your eyes open, and who knows? That 1953 penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 5. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny is one of those seemingly simple coins that, upon closer inspection, can hold incredible value in the world of numismatics. At first glance, it may appear to be just another 1-cent piece from the past, but when you dig a little deeper into the history and characteristics of this particular penny, you realize it has the potential to be worth far more than its original face value. For coin collectors and investors, This small piece of American currency from the 1950s can represent much more than just a relic of the past. It's an opportunity for a significant profit. Let's start with some history to understand the context of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. By the time this coin was minted, the United States was living in the post-World War II era, and things were looking up for the country. The economy was booming, and the population was growing. In 1957, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was still in circulation, and it had been a staple of U.S. coinage for nearly 5 decades. Featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse, the design had been in use since 1909, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. history. Despite the relatively high mintage numbers for the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny, there were over 1 billion pennies produced that year. The coin has certain characteristics that make it appealing to collectors. One of the most important factors when determining the value of any coin is its condition. As with most coins from this era, the 1957 penny was regularly circulated, meaning it's not uncommon to find one that has been worn down through years of handling. However, this doesn't mean the 1957 penny is only worth a few cents. Coins that are in excellent or near-mint condition are rare and highly prized. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny can be found in several different conditions, ranging from heavily circulated to nearly uncirculated. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors are always looking for coins with sharp details, little wear, and minimal damage. If you happen to come across a 1957 penny that looks almost brand new, you're in luck. It could be worth significantly more than its face value. But condition isn't the only factor that determines the value of a 1957 penny. The mint mark on the coin also plays a key role. The U.S. Mint produced the 1957 penny in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number of pennies that year, and these coins typically don't have a mint mark. The Denver and San Francisco mints, on the other hand, produced smaller quantities of coins, making them rarer and more desirable. Among collectors, the 1957D minted in Denver and the 1957S minted in San Francisco are the versions that tend to carry higher value, especially if they are in excellent condition. However, the true magic behind the value of a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny lies in the potential for minting errors. Minting errors happen when a coin is struck incorrectly, resulting in unique and often highly collectible features. For example, a double die error occurs when a coin is struck multiple times by the die, causing parts of the design to be doubled. Other common errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and misaligned designs. If you happen to come across a 1957 penny with any of these features, it could greatly increase the value of the coin. Mint error coins are incredibly popular among collectors because they are rare and often one of a kind. An error coin is seen as an anomaly, and that's exactly what collectors want. If you find a 1957 penny with a noticeable minting error, you could be looking at a coin that's worth much more than the typical 1957 penny. These rare errors can drive the price up significantly, and in some cases, the value of a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a minting error can soar into the tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about what kind of value you might expect for a well-preserved or error-filled 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. While most common 1957 pennies are worth only their face value or just a few dollars depending on their condition, a coin in pristine condition or with a rare minting error can command much higher prices. Coins that are graded by professional numismatics organizations, such as PCGS or NGC, can fetch far more in the marketplace, especially if they are graded as mint state or proof. For example, a 1957 penny that has been carefully preserved and is in excellent condition could be worth a few $100s, depending on the mint mark and its overall state. However, when you add the possibility of a minting error to the equation, the price can skyrocket. A 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a rare error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, has been known to sell for as much as $70,000. $70,000. Yes, that's right. One small penny, which was originally worth just 1 cent, could be worth $70,000 if it's in the right condition or has the right minting flaw. This price reflects the rarity and desirability of such a coin, especially when it's in top condition or contains an error that makes it unique. So, if you're a coin collector, or if you simply want to take a closer look at your change, Don't overlook the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Whether you have a coin that's in excellent condition or you've stumbled upon a rare mint error, there's a possibility that you could be holding onto a small fortune. Coins like these remind us that the value of a piece of currency is not always determined by its face value. It's the rarity, condition, and history of the coin that can make it truly valuable. To sum it up, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny might seem like just another old penny, but when you consider its mint mark, its condition, and any possible minting errors, it becomes clear that this coin has far more value than you might think. Whether you find a 1957 penny that's in mint state or one with an exceptional error, you could be looking at a coin worth $70,000. $70,000. So, keep your eyes peeled for these hidden treasures, and who knows? You might just have a small fortune tucked away in your coin collection.